We know there's racism in this world, but we usually believe it's among the ignorant and the uneducated. But new college student Miles Iton, also a winner of the prestigious Fulbright Fellowship Scholarship, by the way, has produced a documentary on racism in academia. It's called Sincerely the Black Kids. Welcome, Miles.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. Hi, Mom.
Good relationship there. So tell us about your documentary.
Sure. This documentary was worked on by a small team of myself, Shakira Rifos, and videographer Eduardo Correa, and it documents both my time as the student body president of New College of Florida, as well as other Black student leaders at other campuses who I've met through conferences or other get-togethers, who just so happen to share the same experiences that me and my cabinet did as Black and brown students, newly seizing power on institutions that aren't used to seeing us in those positions.
So you did experience racism?
Yes, which is often a difficult thing to say, because when I say racism, that triggers so many different things in people's minds, and I think people go straight looking for, oh, how many N-words were you called, or how many different 1960s flashbacks do I see in your story, not realizing that racism is this multiplicitous thing that affects us not only just in the intent of what someone does to you, but in its effect.
Now, you've done some pretty impressive things with this documentary. Tell me about Sundance.
Yeah, shout out to Sundance and the James L. Knight Foundation. My film was selected as one of the fellows for the short film intensive. So we spent a day workshopping with some of the Sundance people and other filmmakers from the Florida area specifically. And it was a great opportunity to commune with other filmmakers and other truth tellers and find out, okay, like our story has a space in the film world as well, which I was very excited to see.
And you were collaborating with some people from other universities, other colleges around the country?
Yes, we went to Clemson University in South Carolina, we went to Cornell University in Ithaca, New York, and we also went to American University in Washington, D.C. Wow. So we just so happened to collage all these stories on so many different kinds of campuses. Like New College of Florida doesn't even have 1,000 students versus Clemson's like multiple digits over us, versus Cornell being an Ivy League institution, which has its own connotations, versus Washington, D.C., which is an inherently political space to occupy.
Yeah.
When you reached out to them to work with them, were they receptive, like, yes, come in, we want to talk about this as well, we want to lend our voice?
Yes, with the exception of Jaron Stewart, I actually met most of the students beforehand and heard about their instances, and it was only after my term as president finished that I kind of gave Shakira a passing, hey, this would probably be a good idea. She was like, word, and we did it. Other than Jaron Stewart, who we actually just saw a news clip of what happened to him at Clemson, and I reached out and said, hey, they kind of got you messed up.
And he answered.
Yes, turns out a strange man saying, hey, let me come and film your experiences on camera works out sometimes.
Oh, very good. Well, you say that universities and colleges are really a battleground for racial politics. How is that?
I think in today's atmosphere, what we're seeing a lot of is college campuses being the recruiting grounds for a lot of different political ideologies. So, for example, you might not see it down here at New College, which is small, or like in Sarasota because Ringling's an art school, but you can see different like what happened at Charlottesville, which was on the University of Virginia campus, or with a lot of conservative or far left or far right speakers going to campuses and having protests and just uprisings. And what we forget in a lot of that is the students who actually hold these identities that people are arguing about have to stay on these campuses after the uproar is caused and have to deal with what goes on after all the hoopla, which isn't always just, you know, in this social media age of people seeing things and forgetting about it. These are real. These are real lived experiences, yes.
Yeah. So what do you hope for your documentary? What do you hope that will happen because of it?
I hope that students, white, black, and otherwise, can see this documentary and have a better idea of what they're going into. Too often, I think, we try to push, especially students of color, to just say, hey, go to a university, but also go to a university where you know it's a primarily white institution, because you know to some people that codes money, prestige, whatever the case may be. But even for these students and these institutions, I think we should show them what has happened before and what has the possibility to keep happening before, especially for like Sarasota, which is expanding rapidly, is of course the colleges are going to want to bring in a whole bunch of new students of color from around, you know, the country.
Right.
Obviously, for some reason, I don't know why they're not reaching out to Booker, but hey.
We got a lot of smart people there. Thank you so much. This is so exciting.
problem.
We're so proud of you.
Thank you.
Great
Thanks for having
job. And to see more of Sincerely the Black Kids documentary, go to their website. Next, more movie chat before the upcoming holiday weekend.